It's a heck of a college basketball game right there. They led for 18 minutes. We led for 14 minutes, 7 minutes and change was tied. That's a heck of a basketball game right there. And I'll be very honest. I wouldn't feel one bit difference if we'd have won the game. My feelings on this team is not just predicated on winning and losing, but that's two really good college basketball teams playing. I don't care what the league, that's two really good college basketball teams playing. You know, our challenge, you give up 61-9 in the second half, it's going to be hard to win the game. The other side of that is you give them credit. They made them. But essentially, if you want to break the game down, that's the game. You know, we out-rebounded them. We turned them over more. We had more assists. It came down to them making some really, really big shots. And you give them credit. They did. They made them. We had some plays at the rim that we've got to finish. But, you know, I'll just repeat. You know, that game's tied. That game's tied, or we led almost, you know, for 21 minutes. And if it turns around the other way and we win the game, that locker room's jubilant. But we played the same. So we got 20 hours to take care of our bodies, refuel, hydrate, stretch tomorrow morning, film, right back pregame at 1, play again at 5. This was a Bellarmine basketball game. The crowd, this was great. You look at college games with nobody there, no, you know, all around the country. This was college basketball tonight. That I'm proud of. I am. I'm not proud of the loss, but I'm proud of that tonight. Go ahead.
Scotty, this is Kent with WHAS 11. You know, they obviously hit 12 threes there on you. You know, that's kind of been something that's kind of reared its head. You know, I remember the loss to Chattanooga. Did they just hit them, or was it, you know, breakdowns defensively with you guys?
No, they hit them. I mean, you know, Asajala causes so many difficulties on your defense. So you kind of pick your poison. You know, there are defensive mistakes, but, you know, they made them. It was totally different than Chattanooga. Chattanooga beat us from the perimeter. This team was trying to beat us inside out, and you give them credit. In terms of following what we game plan to do, you know, we held the player of the league to 7 points and 8 rebounds in almost 31 minutes. And, you know, he didn't have an assist, and he leads their team in assists. So we did a great job. And if that comes on game planning, I'll take that responsibility. A lot of it, though, like I said, Kent, it's pick your poison, and you give them credit. They made them. I mean, he shot 52-2 from the 3. You know, but we only got outscored 9 points from the 3-point line. I mean, we make 9 out of 24, so, you know, it's tough. Half their shots were threes. On the season, they make 8 out of 24. Tonight, they only shot 22. So they didn't play any different than they normally play. On a year, they're 8 out of 24. Tonight, you know, give them credit. They made 12 out of 23.
Scotty, Fred Cowgill, WLKY. If I covered up the final score and you just saw the stats, you were significantly ahead in almost all of them, would you have said you'd won the game? Would you have been pleased, leaving out the final score, just how many things you did right tonight?
Well, that's one of the biggest challenges, Fred, ever in coaching, is so much is predicated on winning and losing. But like the game's tied going into that last 4-minute segment. And if we outscore them 1, that locker room's jubilant. But essentially, these stats don't change that last 4 minutes. We played the same. So you can't let winning and losing just dictate the way you play. Now, we all do. I mean, I'm guilty as anybody. You know, we practice and we play to win the game. That sounds like Herm Edwards. But, you know, it's tied and going into the last four if we win. But Fred, you're right. The stats wouldn't have changed. They wouldn't have changed. That's a hurting locker room in there, though. I'll tell you that right now.
I'll ask another. So what's your message to them to wheel back in such short period of time and to try to give it all again? It was obvious you guys were giving everything you had. And to wheel back has got to be a big challenge.
The game ended, and Dylan Penn huddled our players before they left the court. I don't know what was said. I was standing about 10, 12 feet away. But whatever said was in that huddle is what you do, what you want, because that's like you and I were talking today. The greatest leadership on a basketball team comes from within. We encourage them, we compliment them, we teach them as coaches. But the drive and the leadership has to come from within. I don't know what was said in that huddle, but I'm proud of our team that they grabbed together before they ever left the court. I'm proud of that.
Okay, we got Ethan Claycomb here. So, Ethan, why don't you just kind of give us an opening statement, what you thought about your first ASUN game, and your thoughts on overall on the game.
I thought we played well, and we just made some crucial mistakes late. And I mean, give credit to them; they made more plays than we did late, and a little tough for us at the end of the game. But other than that, I thought we played well and competed, and got another shot tomorrow.
Jonathan, you got anything for Ethan or?
I guess in those critical moments, late in this first game here, what was kind of the difference between, getting yourself straight to kind of get some final shots off and then versus kind of the breakdowns you all experienced that kept you from getting, quality last possession?
We were just trying to work same with ball screens, trying to get some open looks. I mean, late game he fouled right there. That was a big play, but I mean, that wasn't his fault. And then we were just trying to, just get good looks, get Dylan going downhill and making a play for everybody else.
All right. Well, I think tonight, it was kind of another game of, the 3-point line is kind of where it was, decided here. But, besides that, you all had a pretty good game plan or defensively against Hassan, the preseason the conference player of the year. Fronted him, threw multiple bodies at him. How encouraging is it to kind of see, what effect you all had there and, maybe something to build on for game 2?
Yeah, that was the game plan, to get the ball out of his hands. And obviously, give credit again when they passed it out, they made shots and it really hurt us. But just getting the ball out of his hands is big time. We'll continue that tomorrow.
Pedro, same thing. If you just want to kind of give your overall impressions of the game and.
I think it was a great experience for us overall. Obviously, we didn't get the end result that we wanted, but it was really big for us to have that type of game in this, especially here in Freedom Hall. The fans are really into it. We're glad to be back home and start things off here. But we had some mental lapses in the first half and late down the stretch. A couple of defensive mistakes that really hurt us. We missed 4 free throws overall, and a few of them were late. Those hurt us a lot. But we got to rest up tonight and get back at it tomorrow and try to redeem ourselves.
Pedro, I think the Bisons outshot, and I think they doubled up you all on free throws. I think they finished with 22 overall. You all finished with 11. I guess, do you feel like you all need to make a more concentrated effort to get inside and to kind of force your ways to the free throw line more to kind of help yourselves generate some more points that way in game 2, anything like that?
I mean, I think so, but they're not helping on the post touches. So if it's one-on-one and you can go by your man and try to score, you do. Unfortunately, we just missed some shots. We got some really great shots inside and out. And some nights they just don't fall, and when other teams does, their things go their way. So we'll be all right though. We're gonna bounce back tomorrow.
All right. I heard a lot of people have picked Lipscomb to be the kind of the team of the conference this season, preseason. Going out and playing a game like that against them tonight, and you all pretty much iced out the number 1 guy as a positive takeaway. But what are some other things you all think you can take from this and kind of use to bounce back for tomorrow night?
It makes it. Our coaches were talking about this, how it kind of makes it tough because you're playing the same team twice in 1 week, especially back to back. So we knew their stuff, they knew our stuff. So it's going to be a really physical game tomorrow, we think. So we just got to continue to do what we do. Like I said earlier, rest up and try to get back at it tomorrow and improve on the little things that we got to improve on. Like I said, the mental lapses hurt us a lot, and we just got to clean up some small things. But I think we're going to be all right ultimately.